gentlemen, is there anything better than leftover pizza? You might have noticed that I put up the Paranormal Activity Blu-rays in the back. I mean, the last video I said I was going to use this as a stand, right? I never did. Well, there you go. Anyway, on to the next. Let me just start off by saying that I picked up 2 DVD sets that are part of a series of DVD sets that I've been picking up over the course of a few years now, looking for the best deals because, of course, I have to find a good deal. I'm just, not only am I like that, where I'm just gotta have the deal, but I'm also just, I don't have a lot of money to spend to begin with. My situation in the past few years has been that where I haven't had a lot of extra money to spend, so I haven't really had much of an option other than to look around for the best deal. So anyways, you may recall in a past DVD update that I picked up these 2 bad boys of one of my favorite shows of all time, Quantum freaking Leap. Scott Bakula, I love you. Honestly, this is one of the greatest shows ever made. I don't care what you say. Infinitely rewatchable. Gotta have it on DVD. And I picked these up for, I think it was $12.99 each, which was not bad, but at the same time, I was like, it was one of those cases where I would have liked to do better, but at the same time, I had not seen these for cheaper than that, at least not new. Now, to refresh your memory, the first case is gatefold. Open it up and you got the 2 there. Open it up further and you've got 3 single-sided discs because it's the shortest season of them all. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's great. But when we move on to the second set, what do we find? We find a drag queen, Sam, looking at the Admiral and saying, hey, baby. But when we open it up, it's a lie. It's all a sham. It's frickin' flipper discs. Flipper disc madness. So, yeah, if you hadn't caught on, the rest of the season sets are flipper discs. The only one that's not is the original first season, because it was the shortest season. And for some reason, instead of making 6 individual discs like most sane studios, movie studios, television studios would have done and have done with other TV series that were highly respected, like this one, instead of doing that and making 6 discs, they decided to make 3 flipper discs per set. You cheap motherfuckers. Anyways, yeah. If you haven't guessed already, I got these a while ago, $12.99 each. These were not part of a Go Hastings. These were part of a deal I found on Amazon. The Go Hastings deal I got put 2 more of the sets into my hands. The first, of course, being the 3rd season, and the second being the 4th season. Now, perhaps people out there who are more familiar with these sets can inform me exactly why these are more shiny and just different overall in terms of packaging than the other ones that I got. Because those I got brand new. These look like honestly, they look a lot better than the ones that I got new. They're not gatefold, and they are really shiny and everything. Instead of gatefold, they chose to go the route that every fucking DVD collector loves, and they put in a bunch of slim packs. It's not much to ask, and they did it. And on the back of each slim pack, you get a listing. Sorry. On the back of each slim pack, you get a listing of all the episodes in the on the disc, and on some of these, at least, there are special features. At least on one of the seasons, I know there is. Anyways, I'll just open up one to show you what it looks like on the inside, because they all look the same. Because as I mentioned, they are still fucking flipper discs. These 3 slim packs comprise 3 flipper discs that comprise the entire 3rd season. On the first disc, there are 8 episodes. On the second disc, there are 8 episodes again. And on the third disc, there are 6 episodes. So yeah, actually it does not look like there's any special features at all here. Although I was surprised to find that even though this came from Go Hastings, there was an ad for Kojak, Columbo, Miami Vice, Magnum P.I., Knight Rider, Airwolf, Murder, She Wrote, bunch of 80s classics hidden on the inside. I don't know if I'll hold on to that or not, because I really, like, there are certain inserts that I'm like, that's cool. This is a stupid ad for old releases that I know about and don't need an ad for. But for now, as you can see, I'm simply placing it back in the case, and I'm placing the case up here to prominently display for you. Second case is much the same. 4th season is probably my favorite season. It's a lot of people's favorite season. For me, it's all about the episode It's a Wonderful Leap, which is a take on the movie It's a Wonderful Life, kind of like a combination of It's a Wonderful Life and Scrooge. The reason that I've been highly seeking after and really wanting the 4th season just for that episode is because it is one of the episodes that for some reason Netflix, despite having had Quantum Leap on their service for, 5 or so years now, has never been able to get the rights to, which doesn't make any sense because I know that episode up and down, and I know there is no fucking copyrighted music or anything in that fucking episode that they can't get the rights to. So I have no idea why that episode has been excluded, because honestly it's one of the best episodes of the series and one of the most forgotten and one of the greatest fucking TV Christmas episodes of all time in my personal opinion. So you fucking better believe I'm glad to finally have this in my goddamn collection, because it's one I like to watch every year, and now I can watch it on my fucking DVD. So there you go. And on the last disc, there are bonus features. There's an episode from season 5 called Liberation, and a featurette entitled The Great 80s TV Flashback. So there you have it. Anyways, give you an idea again of what they look like. Oh look, it looks exactly the same as the other set. And I gotta tell you, having just opened this case up, the way that it opened it up, like, it is apparent to me that nobody has opened this up ever. So I'm assuming that this disc is in pretty fucking good condition. That being said, I did note something the last time I opened this up, because I want to show you the first 2 discs in this season, and I want to note that this did not happen with that season. First 2 discs, red. Like the inside there you'll see is red. And orange. And the third disc, of course, is yellow. I'm not sure why they decided to color code these flipper discs, but okay. At least I'm pretty sure that I didn't color code these. I will take a triple look for you to make sure. Got fucking Quantum Leap all over the place now. This one is black, green text. This one is black, green text. This one is black, green text. So I honestly could not tell you why they decided to go about it that fucking way. But they did. These are uniform. They all have black and green text. For the season 4 set, for some reason, one of the discs is red, one of the discs is orange, and one of them is yellow. There are a lot of things that don't make sense about these sets, but I don't care because it's all about having them in my collection for me to watch at my leisure. Anybody want a coupon for $5 off of Quantum Leap Season 5? I don't know if you can tell, but it's good until December 1st, 2006. All yours if you want it. So there's Season 4. Let's get this stupid little coupon back in the book again. Why would you hold on to something like this? Nostalgia? I can understand holding on to something like this for nostalgia, but not something like that. Anyways, even though that they're in obviously different cases than the original ones that I picked up, which are gatefold, not shiny at all, you will note the text is all shiny and embossed, but that's the case here as well. But then the entire box is also shiny and the text is embossed. I'm pretty sure one of these is older and one of these is newer. If you know which one is older and newer, just let me know. What I will say at this point, because I know somebody's going to point it out, because it's been pointed out to me in the past, and I will just let you guys know that I am aware that these sets are not complete. I am aware that they had to change music in the episodes because of copyright issues and things like that. And one of the episodes that they had to do this for, sadly, depressingly enough, is the scene where Al leaps back and he has that moment with his ex-wife where Ray Charles Georgia comes on the radio, or not the radio, she plays Ray Charles Georgia on My Mind on the record. It is one of the most poignant and beautiful scenes that I can ever remember from my childhood, from television, period. Just like, I remember being blown away by that scene. Just wow. Fucking wow. You know, it's so moving, so emotional, so intense. And what made it so intense was that song. So from what I've heard, they took that out because they didn't have the rights to it or something. I don't know what they replaced it with. I'm almost afraid to look. But I have the sets because I love this show. And if anybody out there knows anybody at fucking Universal who wants to try and explain to me how you couldn't get the music rights for one of the most poignant scenes in television history, if anybody out there wants to then explain to me why you elected to go with fucking flipper discs, 3 flipper discs. You didn't even try. You didn't even try. Okay? I mean, really. You know what flipper discs are? It's like, it's lower quality. There are more errors with that kind of thing. If you really respect your fans, you do something like you did with the original season, the first season here, where you give them something like this. And oh look, everything is on a really nice, colorful, one-sided, one-layered disc. Okay? If you really appreciate your fans, you do something like that. if you don't appreciate your fans, you do something like this, where you get a kind of goofy fucking combo of pictures here, and then you open it up, and it's fucking flipper discs. 3 flipper discs, which you could have made it 6, and don't even deny that you could have made it 6, because I've seen sets from this time period where you had one disc on top of another disc, and both of them were one-sided discs. You had the technology, you had the capability, and you didn't use it because you were being lazy, because you were being cheap. And that's honestly not fair for fucking Quantum Leap, because this show is so fucking amazing and underrated, honestly. I mean, a lot of people love it, but, you know, in terms of, like, when I mention how much I love this show to my friends, it seems like all I ever hear from them, like, yeah, Quantum Leap, whatever. And a lot of them have never even, like, seen the whole series through, and it just blows my mind. Like, how could you not adore this series? There's so much amazing about it, and the fact that they were even able to do something like this at the time that they did it, I mean, shit. It's an impressive series. And now I just need to get the last season, which seems like sometimes I am able to find it in the $10 to $15 range, and then other times, like right now, it's hard to find it for less than $20. I don't know what the reasoning is behind that, but I'll be waiting for a deal on that, and if I can't get a deal, hopefully I'll get enough money that I can afford to just plop down however much I need to get the 5th season in my collection and have it complete. At any rate, getting these 2 sets allows me to really get plugging away on these. I've already watched through this one. I've been watching through these over the past year. I've already watched through the 1st season, and I'm about halfway through the 2nd season. So now I don't have to worry about not being able to go straight from the 2nd season to the 3rd season, which is what was holding me back from finishing the 2nd season. I can go straight from the 2nd season to the 3rd season, and then to the 4th season, and hopefully not cry from utter despair because of the changes that were made. What I'm curious and worried about is, I think somebody said something about the scene in The Leap Home where he where he sings John Lennon's Imagine, and yet another amazing and memorable scene from the series. They had to take that out or change it or something. Please don't tell me they had to do that. I mean, obviously they didn't pay enough due respect to Quantum Leap with these series sets. But I still so want it and so want to watch it that I'll take whatever I can get. You know what I mean? That's how much I love this. And I know it sounds silly. You're so devoted to a series that you buy all these crappy releases. It's like, no, you shouldn't be buying those crappy releases. You should send a message to the studios. The only message that you're going to send to the studios by not buying them is that you don't want them. Because that's the only thing the studio thinks when you don't buy their shit. Sadly enough. Vote with your dollar! The studios are fucking retarded. Okay, they're stupid. That's not the right word to use, the other one, but the point is they don't know a goddamn thing. So, of course they screwed something like this up, and they don't give a shit. And even if you could make them give a shit, it would take more than voting with your dollar. Case in point, Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim didn't sell very well here in the States, at least not initially. Opening weekend was about $35 million or something like that for a $190 million movie, or it was about $200 million. And the studios immediately looked at that box office here in the U.S. and said, "Well, 35 million. That's a flop. That's failure. We're never going to do this again." Despite the fact, despite the fact that the film already in its opening weekend, I believe it was already in its opening weekend, it had already earned back every cent of its production budget in foreign countries. This is how stupid the fucking studios are. They took a look at the U.S. box office earnings, and they didn't give a shit about any other box office earnings. Because they don't think of box office outside of the States. They don't even consider it. Because they think it's a niche market. You can't guesstimate that market. You can't say whether or not it's going to be successful there. Although anybody with a fucking brain could have told you that this movie was going to be successful in certain foreign markets. I mean, really? Fucking really? I digress. The point is, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're stuck in a certain way of thinking that is so, head up their ass that they can't get their fucking head out of their ass to see the fucking daylight. So the only way that you're ever going to be able to do anything about it is to send a message wide and far and specific with the specific complaints that you have about the sets, and make sure, like, do a petition or something. Even then, your chances are fucking nil that they're even going to give a shit. But at least if you do something like a petition where you list out all of your problems with the releases, there's a chance that somebody's going to read that, somebody's going to see it and be like, oh shit, that is fucked up. Oh shit, that's also fucked up. And oh my god, if this is a huge, if enough people sign a petition like that, oh my god, look at all these people who want to buy a legitimate version of these sets. We need to get on this. You know what I mean? There's a chance with something like that, but usually I don't sign petitions like that or even get started with petitions like that because more often than not they're worthless. They're a waste of fucking time, which is sad but true. If I ever got any influence with any of the studios, I would bring this to their attention immediately. But I don't have any fucking sway. All I can say is, even though they're kind of fucked up, I'm glad that I got the first 4 seasons of Quantum Leap on DVD, and I can't wait to get the 5th season in, and now I can finally start watching season 2, or, finally start finishing up season 2, since I'm halfway through, and move right on to season 3 and then into season 4. So, there you go. Thanks for watching. Catch ya later. Peace.